Hey, how are you guys doing? So you guys come on in. As you guys are coming on into the live, make sure that you say hi, hello, hey, from whichever platform you are joining me from. If you are new to me, my name is Beverly Walthour, and I am a business strategist specifically for Christian female coaches who want to create more income and more impact without compromising their Christian values. I'm also a TV and radio show host, so we film and record the TV and radio show here in Atlanta, GA. And so, you guys, I'm just going to dive on into the conversation. Once again, if you are catching this on the replay, type in hashtag replay, leave your questions, leave your comments, all that awesome stuff. And I will try my best to get back to you guys, get back to your responses. Hey, come on in. Oh, there you guys go. I can see the number, but I couldn't see the people yet. But I see you guys now coming on in and commenting and all that awesome stuff. And so, you guys, I try to be really, really specific with my titles. So when you guys see my titles, then you know exactly who I'm talking to. So the other day, which was yesterday, I was talking to my coaches who are wanting to generate at least $10,000. I don't care if it's $10, $20, $30, $50,000 in the month of July. So we just had a conversation yesterday about how we can do that. And so today I'm talking to those of you as my Christian female coaches, those of you, who, if you haven't generated any revenue yet. Now, notice the key word in that phrase is yet. I should have put it in capital letters. Hey, Rashima, I should have put it in capital letters when I said that. So that way you can see, we're the first 7 days. So at the time of this taping, at the time of this live that I'm doing it is the 7th day of July, 2021. And so we are 7 days into this month. We're 7 days into the third quarter. We're 7 days into the second half of 2021. However you want to look at it, I don't care which way you look at it. Just look at it in some type of way. And so what I want to talk to you guys about is what you can do to kind of get that jump started to make sure, that you don't finish out July the way that we started it. So, hey, once again, can't do anything about the first 6 days of July. Can't do nothing about that. Can't change any of that. What can I do going from this point forward to ensure that I meet or exceed my revenue goal? Like, that's what it is that we really and truly want to look at. And so what I want to walk you guys through, or what I want to talk to you guys about, and you guys always please make sure that you always have paper and pencil. Always bring paper and pencil, because I am going to drop some tips and nuggets and all of that good stuff, and I want to make sure that you guys get this information. Okay, of course, you guys, if you know of any other coaches, Christian female coaches, that they need this information, please make sure that you tag them in this, share this live, all of that good and awesome stuff, that type of thing. And so, you guys, let me go ahead, because for today it was so many notes. I only had one thing that I'm going to share on the screen. The rest of this I'm going to talk it out. So, you guys, first and foremost, and this goes for anybody, but if you have not generated any revenue yet, 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 because you still have time. You still have time after this live. Prayerfully, some of you guys will go out and generate some revenue. How about that? What you want to do, you want to be very intentional about creating a revenue game plan. Like, you want to be intentional about that. Some of you guys are not generating the revenue because you're not even intentional. You're not intentional about doing it. Like, you don't have everything written down. And, I'm always about write the vision, make it plain, that type of thing. But my thing is, let's talk about and let's create a revenue game plan. So it's like, well, hey, Bev, how do I do that? Hey, Dr. Thank you so much for tagging people. And of course, I'm going to go into more detail tomorrow during the training. So I already have the training done. I need to get the workbook and stuff over there to you, but I'll definitely get that done. And so let me go ahead and pull my notes up. So I want to make sure that I get everything covered. And so, you guys, when I talk about your revenue game plan as a business strategist, I'm talking to you guys about being very strategic in the way that you want to set this up. So, for instance, if we're looking at the rest of the month of July, so once again, you have your revenue goal. So whether or not your revenue goal, for July is $10, $20, $30, $50,000, it doesn't matter. 5,000, whatever your goal is, you want to make sure that you have a game plan in place that's going to help you to achieve that. So one thing that I mentioned yesterday, and this applies to everybody, you have to ask yourself, what type of impact am I going to be able to create in order for me to generate that type of revenue? Like, that's what it is that you want to do. Good morning. And so, you guys, you want to ask yourself, what type of impact? Hey, you guys are coming on in. Thank you. And so, you guys, you want to ask yourself, what level of impact am I going to be able to create in order for me to generate whatever the goal is? So 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, whatever it is, that type of thing. You guys, thank you so much for tagging people. Okay. And so you guys, first and foremost, as part of your revenue game plan, you want to ask yourself, how are you going to serve your ideal client? Like, what is it? How are you going to serve them? We have been skilled, anointed, crafted, created. How has God anointed you to serve your people? In what way are you going to be able to serve them? And so, is it through a product or a service that you have? So you have to be, first of all, super crystal clear on how you're going to serve the people. So if you're a coach, with that coaching offer that you have, that coaching program that you have, that coaching course that you have, whatever it is that you have as a coach, how are you going to serve the people? Who is that program for? So many of us, I was just talking to someone who's joining me in my next round of my 10K intensive, which with my 10K intensive, you guys, I'm not running that 10K intensive anymore. So if you have not generated your first 10,000, or you're looking to generate your next $10,000 in your coaching business, you want to get in on my 10K intensive, because this will be the last cohort that I run. I'm not running that program anymore. But once again, when every program you have, so like I said, my 10K intensive is for those people who want to create their first $10,000 in their coaching business. And so once again, I'm super specific on who that program is for. So the same thing, look at your offer. So I was talking to a young lady, like I said, who's joining me in my final round of my 10K intensive. And so, as we were talking, she was like, yeah, my services are for everybody. And so she's fairly new to my brand. Someone, referred her to me. And so we were talking via Zoom, and she saw my face. She said, wait a minute, I saw your face. I'm like, yeah, we have to stop that. And so one thing that I said, especially us as believers, we have such a heart to serve people. And so we fall into that trap of talking about and feeling like our services are for everybody. And you guys, once again, your coaching services are not for everybody. We have to shift out of that mindset. It's not the same thing as the Great Commission, which we were commissioned to take the good news of Jesus Christ out to everybody. But when it comes to your coaching services, you were not designed to be able to coach everybody. Like, to me, and I need you guys to hear me, and I know you guys are tagging some folks, and some of these people are coming like, hey, how y'all tagging me with this woman? She crazy. But what I want to say with that is, I want you to think about that concept even to begin with. Like, you feel like your services are for everybody. So there are literally over 7 billion people on this earth. So do you really think that you're going to be able to serve 7 billion people? That's a bit of some cockiness right there. If you think that you were called to serve over 7 billion people, you guys, find your niche, find your group of people that God has called you to serve. And then those are going to be the people that you want to focus on. When you find that group of people, then you need to have a conversation with them to see what is their issue. A lot of times we take what happened to us and we make it their issue. And what I mean by that, yes, you had some experiences, but there may have been some things that were said or done with them that may be different from your experience. So you can't go 100% solely just on your own experiences. You have to have conversations with those people. And when I say those people that God has called you to serve. So take some time to actually have a conversation. Pay attention to the questions that they're asking you. Those types of things, even for yourself, when people are always coming to you. So the young lady I was talking to, she was like, yeah, people are always coming to me. And she said her husband was the one that, told her, you may want to think about going into life coaching. But think about the questions that people are always asking you. What is it that people are always coming to you for? What is it that you're always having conversations about? That is probably going to be the thing that God is calling you to serve your people in. So once again, pay attention to what it is that they're saying, because that's going to be the void that you feel. That's going to be the problem that you solve in the market. So that's what you want to make sure that you're paying attention to. Hey, Sherry. So you guys, that is the first step. You asking yourself, how are you going to serve these people? How are you going to serve these people? And then, like I said, look at your current community. So many of you guys, you make me roll my eyes when you like, yeah, man, I just need to get a new audience. It's not a new audience. It is not a new audience. I refuse to believe that the 1,000 people that are connected to you, the 5,000 people that are connected to you, the 10,000 people that are connected to you right now, you mean to tell me it's not 5 people in that community that's connected to you right now that your services are a good fit for? It's not 5 people? I just refuse to believe that. It's not that you need a new audience. It needs to be, first of all, you need to make sure that you're solving the problem that audience has, that your ideal client has. Are you actually solving their problem? Or are you just talking at the people? You want to be really careful about that. So see what it is that they're desiring. What is it that they need? If it's something that you can support them with, then support them in that capacity. Support them in that way. So you need to make sure, what is the problem that I am solving? What is that problem that I'm solving for my people? And then, like I said, get out there and have those conversations with your people. Ask them the questions. See the questions that they're asking you, that type of thing. And once again, it's not about getting a new audience. I promise you, as people right now, and I say this all the time, right now in your current audience, without you getting one new friend request, one new follow right now in your current audience, there's at least $50,000 right now in your current audience. So the question is not, God, bring me more people. That's not what it is. It's, God, how do I tap into the people who are currently connected to me? That's the question that we need to ask. How do I tap into this $50,000 that's there? Because it's there. So that is the better question. How do I tap into that? So once again, what is it that you're going to offer the people? Hey, Tish. What is that problem that you're going to solve? What's that right now problem that you're going to solve for your people? And then, like I said, it's right there. God, how do I tap into the at least $50,000 that's right now connected to me? That is the question. And this is a couple of different ways. This is a part of your revenue game plan. So once again, first of all, you have to walk into this thing, believe, okay, the money is there. The money is there. You guys think about it. We serve a God of abundance. So there is no lack. There is no lack. So the thing is, the question is, how do I tap into it? And so one thing that I've been talking to my prayer partners about, we went back to Jeremiah 29:11. You know, God said, hey, I know the plans I have for you, to prosper you. So that's the question. God, what is that plan you have to prosper me? God, how am I going to tap into this prosperity that I have because I am your child? How do I tap into that? So you guys, we have to make sure that we're asking the right questions. Now, as an entrepreneur, as a believer in business, how I like to call us, as a believer in business, there are some things that you want to ask yourself and make sure that you're positioning yourself to be able to tap into this audience. And so one thing you want to ask yourself, one thing that you want to do is I always say, like, do an inventory. So for instance, we'll talk about social media. Let's go with social media because you guys are watching me on one social media platform. Either you're on Facebook, Facebook, LinkedIn. Well, yeah, it'll be Instagram later on once I uploaded the IGTV. But Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Periscope and YouTube. You're watching me on some social media platform or search engine, because YouTube is a search engine. So let's look at your social media. Let's start there, because at least we all have that in common. If you're watching this, we at least have social media in common right now. So let's look at how you're leveraging your social media pages. So if I want to tap into the at least $50,000 that's in my current audience, what type of content are you putting out there to let people know, hey, this is the problem that I solved. This is who I solved the problem for. This is what you need to do to be able to get access to that thing. And in order for you to do that, so like I said, hey, this is the problem that I solved. This is who I solved it for. And this is what you need to do to tap into it. So when you look at your content, it should tell that story. When you look at your content that you're putting out there on your social media. But some of you guys, all the content you have are scriptures and motivational quotes. That's all the content you have. So when I go on your page and all I see is scriptures and motivational content, what's the problem that you're solving? Who are you solving it for? And how do I get access to that thing? It's easy for us to put that kind of content out there because I don't have to worry about selling anything. I don't got to worry about being spammy, scammy, all those other crazy words that we use. The God never called you to it anyway. So first of all, you need to look at the content that you are putting out there. And so once again, when we talk about the problem that I solved, look at your content. Can people tell by your content the problem that you solve? So once again, the top 5 ways to dress for your body type. So if you're a style consultant or coach, that's one thing. Top 5 ways to style for your body type. The number one thing you should not have on your resume. That's for my career coaches. If you want to lose weight, this is the thing that you do not eat. Or this is the thing you make sure that you eat. You see what I'm saying? That type of thing. So you have to look at that content and ask yourself, is the content that I'm putting out there showing people the problem that I solve. Oh, did they finally take away Periscope? It's still showing my little thing up there. Oh. So you guys, look at your content. Is it letting people know the problem that you solve? Can people tell who you're solving the problem for? So many of you guys, I look at your content, I'm like, who are you talking to? I can't tell based on your content who you're talking to. And for a lot of you guys, it's because you don't know who you're talking to. You're just talking to everybody. You have to let go. That is a scarcity mindset, point blank, period. To say that your services are for everybody, that is a scarcity mentality. So you guys, like I said, look at that content. So are you showing up as that expert? Once again, can someone look at your content and tell the problem that you solve? Because if you're going to ask someone for $1,500, if you're going to ask someone for $5,000, you best believe there needs to be some content there to back up what it is that you're talking about. Hey, Doc. So look at that content that you're putting out there. Like I said, can we tell what problem you solve and who you solve it for? And then the next one is, how do I get it? So there needs to be some promo posts out there too. People need to know what it is that they need to do in order for them to work with you. Denise, it's coming along. It's coming along. I need to know what I need to do to be able to get access to the thing. First of all, I need to know what the thing is that you're promoting. Be okay with promoting a service. Be okay with talking about a service. Well, Bev, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna post for 30 days in a row first, and then I'm gonna ask for the sale. Who told you that? Where are you getting that from? Where is that idea coming from? So you mean to tell me you're gonna make someone wait another 30 days? They've already been waiting, some of them 1 year, 10 years, 20 years. You're gonna make them wait an additional 30 days before you tell them how you can support them. That doesn't even make sense to me. Like, why would you do somebody like that? So you're showing them, yeah, I see you have a problem, but hey, I'm going to make you wait 30 days before I show you how I can help you to solve the problem. Who gave you that idea? And whoever gave you that, shame on them. And you can tell them, I said, you can tag them in the comments if you want to, because that doesn't make any sense to me. There's only so much support someone can get from a live stream. There's only so much support they can get from the email that you send. There's only so much support they can get from that, from the post, the written post that you made. Only so much information they can glean from the book you put out or from your website. They're looking for a transformation. Are you letting them know how they can get access to your transformational offer? Thank you, Doc. And that's what it all boils down to, plain and simple. It all boils down to that fear of rejection. And you guys know my stance when it comes to fear of rejection. You guys, we have all been rejected. You know what? You're probably going to be rejected again today, tomorrow, the next day, 2 months from now, 5 years from now. When I look at it and say, well, I'm in good company because Jesus got rejected. Oh, I'm straight now. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm in good company. So you guys, you have to shift that focus onto what I was just talking about. Once again, the problem that you solve, that content that you're putting out there, people should be able to tell the problem that you solve. They should know who you solve it for. And they need to know what they need to do to get access to that thing. And so once again, when you talk about the problem that you solve, that's the value. Because people talk about value. I got to give value. That's how you give value. Like sometimes we overthink things. Don't overthink it. With that value, once again, it can be tips, strategies, resources, any of that stuff like that. What makes you, quote unquote, the expert in your industry? That's how you can give value. And my thing is, if I just gave you the top 3, the number 1 thing not to have on your resume. So I do a whole live on the number 1 thing not to put on your resume, or the number 1 thing you want to have on your resume if you want the next job promotion. I just spent the time. I just sold my time and my talent. We talked about that last week. I just sold my time and my talent. So in exchange for the information that I just gave you, in exchange for that, I'm going to say, hey, if you want to know how I can support you in your career search, let's schedule a call. Like, there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. That type of thing. Let's see. Tiffany said, listen, I broke my I don't make house calls rules for 4 figures, but 4 figures will shift your I don't want to list. My client is thriving. She's done in August, and I'm booking 1 VIP for September through November. I love it, Tiffany. I love it. So you guys, you have to get out of your own way. Oh, Tiffany, this is my next thing right here. You guys, I just said you have to get out of your own way. And I promise you, this was my next thought. You have to get out of your own way. You have to open your mouth and ask for the sale, period. Every single day, you should be asking for the sale. You ask for the sale in your content that you put out there. You ask for the sale with conversations that you have with people. Bear, where am I having this conversation with people? In Messenger, via email, back and forth, via email, on the phone, in person, just depending upon what's going on. Like, don't just leave it to just putting a post out there. I say this all the time. If all it took was to just put a post, wouldn't everybody have a multi 6-figure and 7-figure business? Like, think about it. Wouldn't everybody have and be generating that level of revenue if all it took was just you putting a post out there, or just you going live, or just you doing a reel, any of that stuff? Everybody would be doing that. Everybody would be generating that level of revenue, that level of income. It takes more than just putting out content. And that's the part that we have to shift through. We have to shift past that. Going back to what Doc was saying about that fear of rejection. You have to have a conversation with people. And that's the part. And I think about, and what just popped up, I think about even when we take the good news of Jesus Christ out, we still have to open our mouth. We just don't expect people just to come into the church. Like, don't we go out of the 4 walls of your home, the 4 walls of your church, and have these conversations with people? Does everybody say, okay, I accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior? No. It's the same thing. I love this, Carissa. I love this. I love it. Carissa says, searching out my clients like the shepherd did for the missing sheep. And you guys, I'm telling you, you can't tell me it's not the one in your current audience. It's not at least one. And I know for a fact, if God gave you the idea for your business, I promise you, he's going to give you more than one client. I promise you that. Remember, we serve a God of abundance. So you mean to tell me the God of abundance will only give you one client? That doesn't make sense. It's not even in alignment with what God says. But the one thing that he didn't say was that everybody was just going to come to us. Like I said, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing this thing. So you guys, you have to make sure that you shift your mindset when it comes to this. So like I said, if you haven't generated any revenue so far, we're only 7 days into July. I'm telling you, create your revenue game plan. Look at what it is that you are offering your people. What problem is it solving? Look at your current audience right now. The people that are connected to you in some capacity. So whether or not it's online or offline, there are people that are connected to you. And if that one person isn't your ideal client, ask them for the referral. Hey, well, do you know someone? Describe who it is that you serve that needs support with this. Do you know somebody? Open your mouth and ask. And watch what happens. You guys, like I said, there's just certain things. Even when I go back to scripture, there are certain things that I can only get when I open my mouth and ask. God clearly says. So God is telling me in his word that I have to open my mouth and ask. It applies to all areas of our lives. So once again, every single day before you go to sleep, you should be able to say, okay, I asked X number of people for the sale today. Or when I go into or start my day, hey, I'm going to ask X number of people for the sale today. And this was one thing that I always learned. You guys, I can't control whether or not the person says yes or no. What I can control is the people that I ask. The fact that I actually open my mouth and ask. So I can control the number of people that I ask. I can't control whether or not they're going to say yes or no, but I can control the number of people that I ask. Just saying, Tiffany, can't open the doors to the church before the sermon, can't get the sale without opening our mouths, period. And so you guys, once again, will you have people that will seek you out? Yes, ma'am. Yes, you will. Hey. Oh, my cousin. Hey. You will have people that will seek you out. I promise you that. But you guys, that's not everybody. That's not everybody. And like I said, I love that reference that Carissa gave about going out and seeking the one. Going out there and seeking the one. That one little sheep. I'm going out for mine. I'm going out. So you guys, I'm telling you, we have to get used to opening our mouths. Once again, is everybody going to say yes? No. Everyone is not going to say yes. Everyone did not say yes. And Jesus was literally walking on the face of this earth and everybody did not say yes to Jesus. So it's the same thing. Everyone's not going to say yes. But like I said, what you can do is at the end of the day, okay, God, I went out there. I had these conversations with people. You saw me. I went out there. I did my part. That type of thing. Yes. So you guys, like I said, I wanted to hop on here. I prayerfully, no one feels discouraged if you have not made a sale yet. And notice I keep saying the word yet, because literally you can hop off here, follow what we talked about in this live, and go make a sale before the end of this day. Go out there, look to see who's in your current audience, scroll your friends list, scroll your connections list, scroll who's in your phone, scroll who's on your email list. Ask the Holy Spirit, okay, Holy Spirit, who is it that I need to connect with? Who is it that has that problem that I can solve? What do I need to say to her? I literally, one of my clients, one of my 10Kers, I had a conversation with her yesterday. And she was like, Bev, I heard you in my head. And so she was like, Bev, I told you guys, in the group that I was going to reach out to X number of people a day. And she said, this one woman that I reached out to, she said she was one of the I think she said 10, one of the 10 people I was going to reach out to. And she was like, Bev, she was so perfect for my services. It was amazing for her to see. And once again, it started with her opening her mouth. And when I say mouth, in this case, she was typing because she did it in Messenger. But once again, she would have never had that person as a client if she would have allowed the fear to stop her. And like I said, so many of us, it's like, well, oh my gosh, Bev, I'm not trying to send somebody a friend request and then go on that Messenger and ask them for the sale. I didn't say to do that. I didn't tell you to do that. That's not how I even teach my clients to do it. But you do have to open your mouth. You do have to have the conversation. Back, I saw Doc a little bit earlier mentioning the fact that social media is designed for us to be social. Build relationships with people. Don't see somebody as a dollar sign. Don't see somebody as just a transaction. You don't want people to look at you as just a transaction or just a dollar sign or a money sign. What can you do to build that connection? What can you do to build that relationship with people? That type of thing. Okay. So you guys, that's all that I had. Yes. When she said, Bev, I heard you in my head. I said, yes, I am doing my job. I am doing my job. But you guys, like I said, do not give up. Do not get frustrated. Do not get discouraged. Release that all over to God. And like I said, instead of you saying to God, bring my clients, bring the money, ask God, what is that plan that you have to prosper me? God, how do I tap into the people that's currently in my audience? How do I tap into that? What are the conversations I need to have with your people? What type of support does she need right now? Those are the questions that you want to ask. Partner with God during this process. All right. So you guys, once again, I pray that this was helpful. Okay, Donna, good question. You guys, if anyone else has questions, let me know. So Donna said, do you recommend 2 different pages, one for personal? So Donna, I am of the mindset that yes, you can have a business page, you have a personal page, you need a business page if you want to run ads, so on and so forth. But part of you as a person is your business as well. So on your business page, on your personal page, there should be things about your business. There should be things about you as an entrepreneur and a business owner, because that is a part of what you do. And so, whatever platform you're on, it'll tell you, you can't use your personal page primarily. Specifically, Facebook will say you can't use your personal page primarily for business. That's why I said you want to have a variety of content that you put out there. So it's not just buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. You want to have content out there that's of value to people. You want to have content out there that shows you as, like I said, as the entrepreneur. So whether or not it's you in your office and you preparing for a class or preparing for a client, or even behind the scenes, it might just be you as a, taking a picture of you at Starbucks, just saying, hey, I'm changing my office up, like that type of thing. So you want to have that variety of content. So really good question, Donna. Really good question. I love it, Clarissa. I love it. I love it. I love it. So you guys, like I said, definitely make sure that you are partnering with God throughout this process. This was something that I was working on with one of my clients. She was like, she feels like she's just always going. I said, okay, let's go ahead and get a schedule set up. What can we do to ensure that it's not just praying in the morning and then leaving God behind and saying, God, I see you tomorrow morning? No, what do you do to bring God with you throughout the day in your business? I love it. Okay. So you guys, I'm not seeing any other questions. So of course, like I mentioned earlier, I am running the last rounds of my 10K program. So this is the last cohort that I will do. So if you are interested, if you have not done your first 10K or you're looking to do your next 10K, hit me up in Messenger so that we can have a conversation. And so you guys, like I said, sit down, create your revenue game plan, follow what we talked about in this live. If you have a specific question for me and what I may be able to do to support you, please feel free to reach out. And I may be losing my my internet, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So you guys, like I said, if you have specific questions on how I may be able to support you, if you have specific questions on how I may be able to support you, please feel free to reach out to me. If I cannot support you, then I have over 2,000 coaches that are in my community. So if I cannot support you, I can definitely refer someone. Someone just messaged me earlier today to thank me for a referral. I believe in sewing. That to me is a form of sewing. And so once again, if I can't support you, I promise you I can connect you with somebody that can, that type of thing. So like I said, if you have specific questions for me, please feel free to reach out to me. If you have questions about my 10K intensive, reach out to me so we can have a conversation. You guys, thank you so much. I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you on the other side of this live. Take care.